Levittown was among the first and largest cheaply mass-produced housing developments, and is widely considered to be the archetype for most subsequent suburban housing developments. Levittown is a suburban community located on Long Island within driving distance of the city of New York. Construction began shortly after the end of World War II, when returning GIs began to drive demand higher and higher. The development of Levittown became immediately and immensely popular, pushed forward by both this increased demand and government policy. Levittown began its modern journey towards suburban development in 1644, when English colonists established Hempstead, the first permanent settlement in Nassau County. Eventually, a small area known as Island Trees was divided off and became a German farming community. In the 1930s, however, a severe potato crop failure drove land prices down and allowed the firm of Levitt and Sons to acquire large amounts of land for a small investment. A few years later, when World War II came around, the firm won a contract to construct homes for Navy shipyards. These homes were cheaply and quickly built. This new idea of cheap, affordable homes that were single units, combined with the philosophies of those like Margaret Schit-Lehutsky, who believed that the complete redesign of the post-World War I dwelling must occur. In Germany after World War I, as in the United States after World War II, the post-war era saw a severe shortage of available homes due to redirection of almost all raw materials. Schit-Lehutsky worked for the Frankfurt Housing Office, which focused on constructing homes as cheaply and efficiently as possible, while maintaining an emphasis on efficiency within the home. She believed that, quote, simplicity and efficiency are not merely labor-saving, but executed with good materials and the correct form and color, represent clarity and beauty as well, end quote. William Levitt, who subsequently served in the Navy, was able to convince his brother and father that the firm should take a new approach, one that more closely followed the philosophy of Margaret Schit-Lehutsky. William and his brother Alfred designed all of the homes for Levittown, with an emphasis on cheap, fast construction. This was achieved through the utilization of an assembly line methodology and the controversial utilization of non-union labor. Building codes had to be rewritten to accommodate the construction of slabs on grade with no basement, a technique picked up during their Navy days. The first Levittown homes were put on the market strictly for rent. However, with government backing and huge demand, Levitt and Sons eventually shifted to 30-year mortgages with the same rate as the rental agreements. This new deal drove demand still higher, to the point where even when they were able to produce 30 homes a day, it still was not enough. Not only did the building of the homes follow an assembly line fashion, but so too did the sales approach, allowing a buyer to choose and sign for a house in as little as 3 minutes. The single most important factor in Levittown's success was price. The low cost allowed many families to be able to take on the loans required to purchase their home. Most Levittown homes also had unfinished attic spaces that could be completed and rented out to provide extra income for the homeowner. Levittown was constructed to provide affordable single-unit housing to the general population. For many in the lower middle class, this post-war innovation was the first real chance they were given to own their own home. Levittown also attracted many residents because of its close proximity to New York City, where many residents worked and could easily commute to by car or the nearby trains. Despite the many successes of Levittown, there were many criticisms of it and other developments like it. These criticisms stemmed from its many social implications, the most dramatic of which was its restrictive covenant, which stated that homes could not be rented or sold to any person who was not Caucasian. While this issue was resolved with the success of the civil rights movement, other issues such as increase in sprawl and pollution continue to be unresolved to this day. While there are some drawbacks to the type of community Levittown and other developments like it foster, Levittown has become the idealized view of the American dream for many.